So Nelson, you go. Here's my first question for Didi Dessert. That is, who will be the big movers of 2023? We've now got a bit of an inkling to the form of some of the players. Who are you picking? Who are the guys that are going to really establish a name for themselves this year?
Look, in Aussie rugby, I'm going to say a few of these young guys, the guys that really stepped up in week one. Jorgensen, no one expected him to throw his name onto the headlines this early on in the season. I think he will bide his time, get chances, but he'll be on the bench. He'll be a good one. Corey Toole.
No, come on. Who is going to really be a big mover, mate? Not who's going to all of a sudden get a bit of time off the bench. Who's a big mover? Come on.
I was about to say, Corey Toole, there is no reason that man shouldn't be starting.
Yeah, he's a big one for me.
Yeah, he's the big one.
I think Shooter Stevenson's the other one. Another big season. He was great last year. He's been getting better every single year. I think he's a huge mover this year. Should be in and around the All Blacks squad with the form that he's been showing over the next couple of years. So he's huge for me. Anyone else?
Marcy.
Yes, Marcy. Again, you don't reckon that there's any worry about Voda coming back and him just being benched and playing more sevens?
There is, but there's a clear wing spot that's available. So I think ESF and Marcy, sevens background, really, really physical. It's a role that they lost, throughout the year with Mbossi leaving. So I think there's a place for him in the side no matter what. And he was very physical, very good in attack. And I think he could find himself in, the Fijian jersey by the end of the year for the World Cup.
I've got one more. I'm going to say Asafa Amua. It's finally the year that he puts Dane Coles to bed. I think he has to get 60 minutes a game in the next few weeks because he's way too good to keep taking off the park for 40 minutes. It makes no sense. Dane Coles is losing more and more pace. He's more of a grub than a dynamic player these days. Fantastic player in his own right. I'm not knocking him. He has had an exceptional career. But Asafa Amua, it's his time, mate. He should be the third All Blacks hooker, and he needs to be playing huge minutes.
Yeah, I agree. Do you have any big negative movers that have gone downhill this year, Harry?
That's rough, man. I don't want to talk about that. Some of the hookers, Uelesi, I think will keep sliding. Man, I think he's got too much competition, so I'm a bit worried about his form. Alex Murphy's probably another big mover for me. I think he looked good round one and will continue to. So yeah, probably Uelesi is the one that's going to find it the toughest. What about you?
I wouldn't talk shit about any players, so I'm going to say that.
You're a real piece of work, mate. All right, look, on that note, any grievances to air? I've got one that just purely come up right now.
I'd say Kagi not being here, for week one is a grievance, but it's probably a good thing for all the listeners. And it was probably potentially a good thing for us. So my grievance is him just not pulling his weight, writing some notes. That'd be helpful.
And we could say that every week. My one was on Twitter. I put up something about GPT chat GPT about how to grow the audience in Australia, and somehow it got turned into two blokes who I won't name having a long-winded conversation between themselves about how Australia needs to leave Super Rugby, create their own competition, go back into the NRC and really double down to make sure we always have winners, and how good were the ratings when we played Super Rugby AU. Can these guys just not understand that we've just signed a long-term contract to make this competition great? Like, it's not going to happen. I don't understand the point of the conversation. I completely understood the point of the conversation in the last couple of years while we're trying to work out what format worked. But we are now at the point where this is the format of the competition. I think it's been well established that, yes, Australia needs to win more games, but here we are. We need to make the best of it. We probably need to move on with these conversations.
I appreciate what they're saying. I think the only way you can do it is an NRC, but it's not separate. It's not this different part of the majority of the season. NRC or something can be a separate part where we're getting the players that aren't in the Aussie squad or even Australian A squad getting some more game time together. That's it.